I'm Tracy Jessup. I'm Chief Transformation and Resources Officer at De Montfort University. So the reason I was keen to bring Infuse Group in was that they had a sort of mapped out and really good way of using the Signavio tool to start to give you some of the data points to answer some of those questions. I have 3 objectives in the strategy: digital working, digital mindset, and managing complex change. And actually Infuse have contributed to all 3 of those through this piece of work. One of my initial impressions of Infuse was that it was really practical, can-do people, and that was what I wanted. I felt that Infuse, with their sort of human-centred approach and also focus on what improvement could we make, they weren't going to just be focusing on what extra products should we buy, what extra modules of Signavio should we buy. They were as important to them as it was to me to actually prove value with the investment we'd already made. What are the processes that we need to change? Where are the efficiencies that we could gain? And how do we want to work with our HR colleagues who use the system every day, but also, as importantly, all those hiring managers across the university? To become more efficient and effective, we've got to make sure that every step in a process we definitely need that it is adding value, and if that's not the case, we can remove it and we can create efficiency, whether that's around pushing down timelines or whether it is about an actual cacheable efficiency. It's really important to be able to do that. But it is also about that knowledge transfer and ensuring we can begin to do things for ourselves. So that was really, really, really key. That was what was promised initially, and then that's what Infuse has delivered. Infuse Group's got a personality. Just the enthusiasm, professionalism, but also just that bit of difference. It comes back to that human part of it to me. I think Be Human is one of Infuse's values, and I think that really comes across. The great things about Infuse is that they aren't just focused on the piece of work ahead. So I've really enjoyed 2 things actually. Being able to sort of get Infuse's insight and advice on how we can take this, if you like, this proof of concept piece of work and build it out, and how we can do that within the university. And then I think the other thing for me is, and it aligns I think with Infuse's approach and views, was being invited to come to their women's group and talk about my journey, my career, and also meet some of the great people that work in Infuse. You know, it's always great when a partner wants to engage with you more widely than about the task that you set them. What I would say to colleagues in other universities is Infuse have got a really good way to help you explore what in your own context might be the most valuable things for you to do. We're complex organisations doing multifaceted things, and sometimes in such organisations the effort and the time it takes to understand processes and the efficiencies you can get from processes is actually really, really, really high. And Infuse can probably help you do that in an easier, more simple way. Infuse put a really big emphasis on providing value to us, and that was actually hugely important.